Hey guys, welcome to Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles on the GameCube. This is not a full Let's Play series that I'm about to start, but rather testing the waters for a future series I so desperately want to do more than anything else. I have multiple save files on several memory cards, but we're going to start a new game here, and I so desperately want to play multiplayer mode with all of my friends that I grew up with playing this game, but I can't. It's just me. But that is my hope for when the remaster comes out. I don't know how I'm going to pull it off yet, but that is what I ultimately want to do when I actually do Let's Play this game. But for now, we're going to do single player and enjoy the opening cutscene. It's kind of a long one. It's a whole song, but it's good. And yeah, I greatly like this game. So I hope you do too.
Dreaming of the stars on high that speak to me in secret sighs, drifting on a breeze. Only I can feel and hear. Could it be the sacred wind that's calling me to now begin to walk into the dark, carrying the light of tomorrow? The beating of the wings up high, beyond the earth, beyond the sky. Come out, don't hesitate, don't look back, we've got to go now. Don't fear, you'll be safe from now on. Morning star watching over all. Deep inside, so silently, my heart will speak. Deep inside of me, memories flickering and shimmering on endlessly. Keeping close to the path, morning sky watching over all. Moving over endless mountains of the heart, walking to the light. Your heart will see the path, and you will find the way. Just wait and see over endless sky, oh so high. Tomorrow will follow and behold your promises today. Just wait and see.
Yep, this game is crazy, man. It really does pack an adventuring feel. Let's record your adventures in this journal. It shall be known as the Crystal Chronicles. But first, we must know the name of your hometown. Well, I would name it Oxford, where I grew up, but I'm not playing with my friends, so that doesn't feel right. It defaults to Tipa or Tippa, I don't know how you say it. But, you know, because it is what it is, and I have a file already named this, and this is not permanent, I'm probably going to delete it or not save at all. Well, let's just name it Lonely. Because that's what this game is when you play by yourself. It has its perks, playing by yourself. I know some people prefer that, But this is definitely a multiplayer game meant to be enjoyed with local couch co-op with your friends, or siblings, or cousins, or whoever. But year one, the morning of my departure, was here at last. I tried to brace myself for the journey ahead. There was a field along the main road where I decided to camp until sunrise. Tomorrow I set out in search of myrrh. Yes, the story of this game is everything is surrounded by this fog called miasma. And the only thing that can counter it are crystals in all the main towns powered by myrrh. And you can see we have 8 slots for characters. I'm gonna create myself here, and I'll show you what I remember from way back, the very first time. I'll just pick male, because that's what I am. My very first playthrough, well, we got Clavets, Lilty, and Ukes. I did a video review of this, but this was my first character, the male Clavet natural look. And then I think my best friend, when we got to play together, he was a Uke, and I think he was the One Horn, I think. I know he was definitely a Uke. He could have been Longbeak. Then again, he could have been Bumpy. Or Black Mage. I can't remember which one he was. I thought he was One Horn, but then the middle brother was a Clavet and he was Headband. It was kind of a thing. I was always liking the same characters as his middle brother. And then the younger brother was a Lilty, either Bearhead, Steel Visor, or Buckethead, I think. I don't remember. It's been so long, but I know that's our characters. When I got to go over and hang out in their basement, I brought my memory card over and joined their caravan. But I've grown to like Selkies over the years. And of the male ones, I like the bandana guy the best. And now the family tree, this is another really awesome thing about this game. There's 4 that really matter. It's blacksmith, tailor, merchant, and alchemist. The other ones are okay too, but those 4 are the biggest ones. And if you're playing by yourself, it's pretty advisable to pick the blacksmith. Jeez. So this is what I'm gonna do to start off here. And again, I don't even know if I'm saving this file. I might rename the town if I do this legitimately. But I don't really plan on doing a Let's Play of this because the remaster is supposedly right around the corner, unless they delay it again. But yeah, this song is like a punch to anybody who played it back in the day. Today, you finally step out in the world in search of myrrh. You come safely back to Lonely. I don't want to come back. Should you find any materials for smithing, bring them back to us. We'll forge you a fine weapon. Don't worry, I'll take care of Mother and Father. We'll miss you. Yeah, this is a nice little send-off. Every time you create a character, you get this. And of course, you can only have 8 characters in your town. But this is my favorite part, man. I love this little scene here. And then it does this. Bill, the blacksmith's son, is sent off by his father Zagat, his mother Rossi, Ganu, and Fu Clu. Yeah, the Selkies have weird names. The ones that are most normal are Clavets. They kind of have, like, there's a Clavet named Samuel sometimes. This is kind of more traditional names. But even if you're playing by yourself, well, more on that in a second. Let's go visit the town, because there's a few things in every town that you can do. Oh, jeez, he's running like he's got to take a crap. I forgot about that. It looks weird without a weapon. But the bummer is if you don't have other people in your town, it's just these Moogles everywhere that say nobody's home right now, Kupo. And so you're living in a ghost town as part of a family who doesn't really have any skills because you grow them over time. This is the fisherman's place. I like the boat and the river. I can't wait to see what it looks like in the remaster. Because yeah, all this stuff looks pretty bad. It's like even if it's even the slightest bit far away, it's just a grainy mess. But if you come all the way up here, there's a hidden item, and this follows a progressive list. And the first time is a wheat seed, which is a nice gift for your family, but you can only give that to them by sending a letter. If we pull it up here, oh, this is the command list. There's a lot of menus in this game. It's an RPG after all. So yeah, Selkies use rackets, and here's the wheat seed. You don't have much to start off, but you also have a favorites list. So Selkies like fish and meat to start off, but you could force feed them potatoes and then they'll grow to like that the most. And then you have a family affection list, and the more your family likes you, the better discounts you get, which is nice if your father's a merchant or a blacksmith, alchemist. I think for the other ones, like fishermen and stuff, higher affection means more fish to start the year off. But this is the dad. I don't have any scrolls to give him, but if I did, he could forge weapons and armor for me. It's just nice to talk to your family and stuff. This is like my favorite part of the game, is everybody creating their character and just growing the hometown. It's not the focus really, but it's my favorite part. And if you come back here, there's a hidden door. In every single level and town of this game, there is a hidden Moogle house. And you get a stamp from this guy. And the stamps are kind of useless. It's to play a mini game that you need Game Boy Advances for. I don't know what it's going to do in the remaster, but yeah, it's just going through a tutorial. You need to collect a set of stamps. So like this one might have 2 or 3 associated with it. I can't remember. But they're scattered all throughout, all the way to the end of the game. And then you get a new diary entry. That's very important. That's the whole focus of this game, is building up diary entries, which double as memories. And without spoiling too much, if you've never seen the game, it's very important to get as many memories as possible. Which I like that theme a lot, especially combined with just the fact that it is a caravan, all from the same hometown setting off on an adventure together, which reminds me of my friends so much, especially because I played this game with my friends. So that combined with the emphasis on memories, and it's just, it kind of runs parallel to real life in a weird way. But what I was saying before is, even if you're playing by yourself, it's highly advisable to create more characters. So you go back to set out, and at least these first 4 slots. Whoops, my control stick is, I think it's messing up, man. So for example, just for lack of creativity and for brevity's sake, we'll name this guy Billy, which is that's what I used to go by when I was younger. And we'll make him the same guy that I said I was the very first time I played this game. So that was a clavet with the natural design. And now, because we want the town to be built up, we're gonna do Alchemist. Alchemist is good. They can give you new scrolls at the start of every new year. And, well, more on the New Year's as it becomes more relevant and we have time to talk about it. But highly important too, every time you create a character, make sure you pick that character and go talk to at least the dad of your family every year. That is how they grow in skill level. You see, these people have kind of more normal names. Yeah, full of myrrh. That's the little droplets from special trees we have to collect to power the town's crystal to fight off the miasma so everybody can live another day. Belgano, Harmia, Minty, and there's Samuel. See, I told you there was a Samuel. So still a little weird. Alright, we got Rex the Lilty, Steel Visor, and he is of the merchant family because merchants are very good. I like this. This is my favorite Lilty to play as. I've done some playthroughs of the game playing as this guy. Lilties are the best offensive, and they have really good defense too. But like I said, I did a whole review of this game that kind of better goes into that stuff. Let's see, these guys have some crazy names too, but they're kind of akin to dwarves in mythology and stuff like that. Clavets are kind of just all around. They're supposedly good at defense, but not really. I think their magic is pretty good. They're just kind of all around. Not so bad. We got Tesla the Uke of the Black Mage variety, and his family trade is the other good one, the Tailor. So that is the last. We've made one of every tribe. No women, though. See, that's the thing. Even if I get together with my friends, I might play as a female Selkie. I don't know. It's just for some variety, I guess. But I like this Black Mage guy. Mick Wise, what kind of a name is that? It always bothered me, too, that your family, sometimes their models look better than the ones that you can pick. Like the Clavet dad has a full beard, but no Clavet that you can play as has a beard. There's no facial hair. Customization. But yeah, Ukes are very good at magic. They're great for multiplayer hanging out in the background. If you have like 2 Ukes in the background, they can fuse their magic spells together. How do you say that name? Leanne Anna? Okay. But Very important, like I said, you gotta go talk to the dad at least once after everything. Or at least once per year. Preferably after every level, but I'll do that real quick and then we'll get started on the game because I don't want this to be too long. Alright, let's do it! Your first space forward is always going to be a cutscene. This is another thing about this game that breathes a lot of life into it, and it's also going to be a new memory. Hail, fellow caravaner! You are the caravan from Lonely, are you not? That sounds so weird. You seem quite capable. My name is Sol Rocked, I don't know how you say it. The great fortress of Alphataria. Our caravan boasts a history that stretches back thousands of years. But let us discuss that some other time. Stiltskin, do you have a moment? Yes, this is the tutorial. Gotta make sure you say no. Unless you want to learn about the combat of this game. But, for my purposes here, I'm just gonna skip it. But that other guy, that other Moogle floating around, just spinning in circles, that's Mog, and he's gonna join you. He's your partner for one player. No thanks. You gotta say it again in traditional video game fashion. They're like, are you sure you meant to say no? Yes. Yeah, here we go. Now, Mog. There's a lot to be said about that guy. Not as good as a friend playing with you, but he does have some perks with him. This song, man. I've just left this game on. Or just the amount of time that you're in menus and stuff. But let's go to the first stage, River Belle Path. Got another cutscene here with some very weird voiceover stuff that I never quite understood. It'll be nice to just kind of sit back and relax and listen to it again. Because I always skip it.
They say that wicked creatures prowl the road along this beautiful riverbank, but nobody's ever seen one. I once asked a man why. He simply replied, because anybody who happens upon one is promptly eaten. But it is long since anyone has met such a fate. For nowadays, people take another route, far away from the spooky old road. Only we walk the old way now, travelers in crystal caravans.
I like this cursive writing that it does at the intro too. I imagine this probably is going to look great in the remaster. By the way, did I mention the music of this game? It is by far like the #1 highlight. I want to say it's got Celtic vibes to it, but then somebody corrected me. Alright, so it looks like we have fire as our element right now. I haven't played this in a very long time, so it's going to take some getting used to. But this is a little puzzle. So you take the chalice without a multiplayer to step on the other switch, obviously. But that's the thing, Mog carries the chalice for you, because this is the gameplay of the game. This is the primary focus of it, and it's fun. Oh yeah, we gotta set that up from the other side. But you see, you're limited to this little ring. This is your safe zone, because remember, the world is infected with miasma. And this little chalice has enough myrrh in it to keep this little radius safe. It's basically like poison air, you could think of it like that. But you have focus attacks, which are Selkie's greatest thing. They charge so fast as a Selkie. Or they're supposed to, anyway. You can also chain combos together, just 3 well-timed taps of the A button, which I'm sucking at. This is Magicite, a Final Fantasy thing. So we got Fire, I want Blizzard and Cure, that's this stage's. Those are the 2 big ones there. This is a key. Well, this is Cure, I want that. So you have a command list. You gotta keep in mind that this game is multiplayer focused and they did Game Boy Advance gimmicks. So the controls of this game are very limited so as to work with the Game Boy Advance. I'm gonna remove the fire spell and replace it with Cure because I'm gonna be making heavy use of that. It's basically a heal, like so. Did you see how long it took to charge that up? If I was a Uke, it would be... Actually, I think they charge up slow as a Uke, to be honest. But their strength is really good. Crap. See, I missed the triple combo there. a fish. That's my favorite. And this is an elemental thing. If you put the chalice on there, press X to drop it, and then pick it up yourself with B. Now your crystal's element changes to water. And there's also wind in this stage. And this is important for the miasma streams you have to cross. And you've got treasure chests, and these are very important. They're cyclical. Is that a word? Yes. They go on a cycle based on difficulty as the years of the game progress. A year in this game is 3 droplets of myrrh. In other words, 3 brand new stages or 3 stages that have a fresh myrrh tree, which we'll see at the end of this stage. This is that focus attack. You notice how it's ranged? Striped apples are good. Not every weapon stays that way. Like Selkies do not always have a ranged focus attack. It depends on what weapon you're carrying. Sometimes they lunge really fast and smack them, and it's not ranged at all. But yeah, you can see it's kind of lonely with Mog, and Mog gets tired too. If you start running really fast, full speed, he'll start saying, "It's your turn, Kupo," and all this stuff. So sometimes everything about this is just catered to be played with friends. It's more fun to just talk with each other as you're going to. This is a bigger goblin, so he's going to take some more hits. But he's probably going to drop an artifact, and that's this game's level up system. It's not based on combat and experience points. That's not a thing in this game. I need to heal. Notice those pots too. One is water and one is oil. So for example, oh, what is this? Get out of here. Man-eater, I think that's strength +1, and it applies right now, but I don't get to keep it unless I pick it. More on that when it happens. A bronze belt, I think that's actually for Selkies. But yeah, another video beyond this, the review that I made, there's a video discussing the remaster and what I want changed and things that I hope for in it. Thunder, that's good. In that video, I better explain kind of the mechanics of this game. I feel like I don't really have time right now because this level's kind of short. And, I mean, I'll do what I can. But for example, I just picked up Thunder. If I threw a water pot on the ground and then cast Thunder, it electrifies the water and then does bonus damage to an enemy. Life, that's good. If you're playing multiplayer and your friend dies, if you cast life on him, it cures. What are you stuck on? Alright, I'll carry it. See, the problem with playing multiplayer is sometimes you get far apart from each other and somebody's usually at the very edge of the circle taking a ton of damage. But yeah, this is real-time RPG mechanics. So it's kind of akin to Secret of Mana and stuff like that. Whoa, I pressed the wrong button. I'm still getting used to what does what here. Let's see. What are my favorites again? Fish meat and striped apple. Now, food has a property to it too, as if there's more stuff to complicate this. Notice it says temporarily increases your strength for fish, and the apple increases magic. And since strength is what we want as a one-player Selkie, definitely going with fish. Plus, it was my favorite, which means it's gonna heal more. But I hate potatoes. But if all I found was potatoes and kept force-feeding them, eventually potatoes would be the favorite. So even though a food might be your character's least favorite food, over time it could start healing more. I'm coming back up this way because I seem to remember there's 2 treasure chests that are super important. This guy's important too. All these big guys typically drop an artifact. And again, it goes on a cycle based on difficulty. So this is cycle 1 of River Belle Path, which means it's all crap stuff, like bronze. Bronze is considered weak. Bronze gloves, which by the way, bronze gloves are a lilty item, I believe, not Selkie, so I can't do anything with that but sell it for crap money, I think. Phoenix Down, if you're familiar with Final Fantasy, that's basically a revive if you die. Novice's Weapon Scroll was good too. I can take that back to the blacksmith, which is my father in this game. And hopefully he'll be able to craft it, but I don't know what materials I need. I might need iron, and I don't have that yet. This is a key, which we've seen. Actually, I think it goes back there. So yeah, there's lots of complicated systems, because again, it's an RPG. There's a lot to talk about here. And This is definitely a game you want a very good player's guide for, just to refer to some good tables and stuff. Because, yeah, like I said, this is cycle 1 of this first stage. But every stage goes up to 3 cycles, and in those cycles, every chest and every enemy has a set number of things it could possibly have. And that's a big problem with this game, in my opinion. See, Moogle Pocket, that's very good. That gives you an extra command slot. So, if I go to the command list, you can notice now I have this thing. I can put Blizzard, because Blizzard I know is the weakness of the boss of this area. Although, as a Selkie, it doesn't really mean much. If I was a Uke, I might use only Blizzard to attack. Or if I was playing multiplayer and confuse the spells with my friends, that's another really awesome mechanic of this. Last treasure chest of the area here. Bronze armor, we could use that too. I want to look real quick. Items. This would all be done on the Game Boy Advance screen too if you were playing multiplayer. It's kind of the thing. Bronze belt, a design for Selkies. Yeah, so that was lucky to find that, because you don't always get what your character is. Gloves is for Lilties. Yeah, I was right with that. And the weapon and armor ones anybody could use. But those accessory ones like belts and gloves, I think shields for Clavets. I don't remember Uke's thing. But over here is the Moogle house, but although you don't get a stamp for this stage, though. We can't offer you anything, we just moved here, so we really have nothing to offer. But yeah, every other stage has a Moogle house, and you do get a stamp for it. But again, it's just for a mini game. Hopefully in the remaster it has more on offer. But here's the boss. Very cool music leading up to it, too. And the boss music is good as well. Doesn't feel right without 3 other people there with you. I remember facing these bosses for the first time with my friends. It's an awesome feeling, man, just sitting on the same couch with people you really admire, just going at it together, much like you are in a caravan. But this guy is some kind of a crab, I forget his official name. He is weak to blizzard magic, and really just whatever your strength is. He attacks with thunder, and that is a slow spell. You don't want to get hit with that because it greatly limits your movement. So we could try out Blizzard. Just want to make sure we don't get hit by that. There we go, it did a decent little sliver. Now Mog, carrying the chalice, could actually help us with magic spells. Get out of here, you stupid fox. So see, I'm sure you can imagine the benefit of multiple players in this arena, although the boss has more health in that instance. But that just makes it more of an event and more fun, more of a collaboration. Yeah, so focus attacks are going to be my go-to as a Selkie, but I'll change it up with Blizzard where I can. But my hope is that Mog casts Blizzard with me, and if I time it right, we can get, I think it's Blizzaga? I can't remember. There it is. Hang in there, Kupo. When he says that, make him drop the chalice. Although, the crab's too far away. Hang on. And now, based on the color of his ring, dictates what magic he's using. Okay, he's using fire. But see, if he was casting, if it was a blue ring, he would have been casting Blizzard, and our Blizzard spells would have combined for the next level attack of Blizzard, which I can't remember what it's called. It might be Blizzaga or I don't know. But it would have been more damage is the point. And when you get all 4 players doing that, you get these crazy spells and it's awesome. But yeah, I got hit by the slow, so just run away and cure for a second. But really, on this first pass through, there's nothing to this guy. You could get right up in front of his face and just triple combo him nonstop. You see what I mean about the music, though? But yeah, there's some cool stages in this game. It's very much a dungeon crawler. You smack chests to try to find items, and it forces you to replay the same stages over and over and over again if you're trying to look for specific things. And here we go, the final phase. You can see he's really casting, I think, the second best thunder magic. But he's pretty much weak, so I'm just gonna smack the crap out of his nose. Even if I get the slow spell, it doesn't really matter at this point. Oh, he dodged it. Get out of here, little fox. Crap, that's actually bad. I'm gonna die. So you can see cycling through the menu commands is very cumbersome. You gotta use L and R. There it is. Because yeah, again, it's designed for the Game Boy Advance as well, so they had to limit what they could do with the GameCube controller. And just like that, we collect our first drop of myrrh. Collecting 3 completes the year, and there's a big celebration. And then everything that you just did, the trees are inactive. So 2 years later, this tree will be able to get another drop from it again. And River Belle Path will be in cycle 2, meaning all the enemies will be much more difficult, but the treasures and the artifacts will be better. But you notice it too. If you try to come back here as soon as you can, you notice how much tougher it is and you're not prepared for it. So there's a little bit of linear progression here, but then there's also open world mechanics, kind of. Like, it's up to you what stage you want to go to. I like that animation too. You see, we got 1/3 of it filled up. I don't know how it doesn't spill ever the whole time we're doing things, but we got to fill that up and take it back to power up the town crystal so everybody could survive another year. And I'm sure you could guess at some point we're going to go so deep into this map that we're going to find the source of the miasma and put an end to this caravanning once and for all. And of course you get a diary entry every time. And this is one of my favorite things, the male Moogle. He comes and typically gives you a letter from your family. I think this first one is from the town mayor or whatever he is. Yeah, Roland, he's the leader of the town. But normally it's from your family, and this is your opportunity to send them either money. You always want to say something nice, and then you can send item gil, which is money, or send nothing if you want to be mean. And if it was your family, you would want to send them a wheat seed, because then they'll start giving you loaves of bread, I think, depending on who it is. Or you could do vegetable seeds. I think there's a fruit seed as well. Again, I don't even really know. I don't know. I'm not probably going to keep this save. But I'm going to send the wheat seed. Maybe it'll affect the family. I can't remember. But I thought this is how you grow. See, it wasn't the family, so they're still neutral. They get a big smiley face if they start to like you. And if your dad has like it's a pink box with a huge smile, then you get like a 65% discount on everything. And I thought this is how you rank up your father's skill level. But it's really just talking to him at the end. See, this too, don't pick anything up. I clearly botched that up. If you're playing with the Game Boy Advance, it tells you your bonus in the stage, and sometimes it's to your disadvantage, but if you don't have a Game Boy Advance hooked up, you don't know what your bonus is. And this is the other thing, you get to pick all of these artifacts that I picked up throughout that level. I can only keep one, and you always want to go with the Moogle pocket your first time, just for that extra command slot. But this is a fine example of how much you have to replay these stages if you want every artifact. And it's RNG, like it's part of a cycle. Like cycle 3, there could be a strength +3 artifact guaranteed to happen. Oh yeah, typically after each stage, you're guaranteed another caravan roadside event. That's this guy again. Have you heard of the Black Knight? They say he's on a journey to master the art of swordsmanship. Few these days ever set out to better themselves. You would do well to master something before your journey ends. There's gonna be voice acting in the remaster too, which might be interesting. I like the voiceovers at the beginning of every stage. Oh man, I could keep going with this. Let's go back home. To our lonely old home. And now, remember that progressive item I was telling you about? It's reset because we triggered, like, each stage instance that you fully complete is like a time passage thing. So now that item is on item number 2. But I got some bronze recipes and stuff. Oh, whoops, that's the alchemist. I'm so used to talking to the Clavet dad. The Selkie dad is this guy. Yes. So he can forge all this stuff, so that's pretty good. Oh, I need iron. I didn't pick up iron, see? You can, but I didn't get lucky enough. So that means I could go back to that level and grind for it. But we could do the bronze plate, since I did get a chunk of bronze, luckily. Or I could do the belt, because I have that. But between this accessory, which is the belt, and the actual armor, the armor is probably what you want to do first, because it offers more defense boost. Defense 13. I'm not sure what the old outfit was. Let's see. Travel clothes. Yeah, defense 10. So what you want to do to clear your inventory is just destroy it. I don't think you can gift it. See, there's a lot of little things that I would greatly wish could be edited and just fleshed out a little bit more. Because I love this town stuff. I love the concept of growing the hometown and adding people and stuff. But I get that's not the focus of the game. It is a dungeon crawler. You're supposed to grind stuff. Got a bronze shard. That's an ingredient for certain things. I would need to refer to my player's guide because, yeah, this game is very complex in terms of what chests have the potential of holding what ingredients or what scrolls. Rex's friend, yeah, what do you have for sale? We could buy iron here. Oh, I have like no money and nothing I have. Well, let's see, I have that one thing I'm never gonna use. The thing for lilties. The gloves, yeah, see, 13 gil, that's nothing. That's another gripe I have. I hope that in the remaster they edit things so that if you're playing single player and you open a chest, it's guaranteed to, if it's due to drop a scroll, it's guaranteed to be for your character and not somebody else. But again, that's just proof that this is meant to be played multiplayer, because then between the 4 of you, you could trade and drop items and pick up whatever. We might get another thing here. No? So I could go back to that stage. The tree is not there, but I could replay everything and just smack the crap out of those chests and try to grind for iron, bronze, and yeah, it's just crazy how many hours you could invest into this. Let's go to Port Lonely. Awesome music again. Almost every stage of this game just hits you with another great soundtrack. Oh yeah, there's a Moogle nest here. Why not? I'm not going to record for too much longer, but we'll pass through the miasma stream at least, because that's another cool thing. I'm here for my stamp, Koopo. Hey, that's the one that was in the demonstration. So Mog here, you can spray paint him red, blue, or green, and that dictates what spell he's likely to use. You can also trim his fur, so when you go to heated areas later on in the game, he doesn't tire out as much. It's kind of busy work and annoying, but like spray painting him blue, if I go back to the River Belle path, he's guaranteed to cast Blizzard every time, so I could fuse my spell with his and at least get the 2nd tier rank of Blizzard. It's not as good as playing with 4 players where everybody combines Blizzard and you get the huge one. There's nothing to do here. I think you could train with that Moogle right there and practice your combat a little bit better. Look at how bad it looks, dude. So far away and fuzzy. Oh, there's another town up ahead we could go visit, just for heck's sake, and we could cross the miasma stream. Yeah, there's just a great sense of adventure in this game, and again, I can't emphasize enough, when you're sitting on the same couch or on the floor with your friends and you're in it together, it's just an awesome feeling. It's one of the reasons why I like this game so much. So yeah, this element is water, so it's a good thing I changed the crystal's element. You need to match the element of the stream in order to cross. And this is just a crazy graphical thing. I've always liked that. And then you get the little speed boost behind you. And the later streams get even creepier looking. And every year the elements change. So you always have to match it. And that restricts you. Some years, certain chunks of this map are going to be off limits because you won't have access to a certain elemental thing to cross a certain way. So you kind of have to route it differently. Well, I kind of figured that was going to happen, but that's okay. This is like my second favorite thing, is all these roadside events. They do get stale after like the 12th year, or even the 7th year sometimes. Hail, caravaner, jeez. Yeah, this is just a passerby thing. Greetings and good day. I like these close-ups of your character, though. So see, just another memory. Some of them are a lot more intricate than that. And it's another thing I just wish that they could flesh out, because there's so much character in this game, but they favor the dungeon crawl mechanics more so than anything. So all the customization and the growth of your character and stuff. Like, you could read more details here in the diary. Like, see, I passed by the caravan from Alphataria. They proudly marched right past. I must admit, they were an impressive sight. So for every new diary entry, you could go and read it. And at the end of the year, when there's the big celebration, it shows you all of these that you collected through the year. And it's just kind of a neat thing. It's little. It's not like the best storytelling. And again, I wish they could flesh out some of this character, because it's so good. I think I could just press B, but I'm going to select my character again. See, this is the other problem playing by yourself. If you want to play as any of those other characters and grow them, every stage gets progressively more and more difficult as the cycles move on, and it becomes almost impossible to take that entry-level character and survive anything. But this well has the hidden item here, so the next progression is a chunk of bronze. Hey, we could craft the belt. As long as the blacksmith here is skilled enough to do that. No, he's not, but he could do the novice weapon. I need iron, man. Actually, this town has 2 blacksmiths. Yeah, man, if only I had some money. This guy sells a bunch of good stuff. Warrior's weapon. Mithril, yeah, that's the best you can get at this point in the game. But obviously you're gonna need to do some level grinding and hope that you find it. And Mithril is typically a cycle 2 at least drop. But the other blacksmith is somewhere over here. There's also a Moogle house, of course. It's this guy, the Clavin. Yeah, see, he could do the bronze stuff. So see, this is the thing. You don't need your dad to be a blacksmith, but he is the only blacksmith that can craft this game's ultimate weapon, the best one. After he levels up enough. So now we could trash the old belt. Okay, so it was a 3-point increase. So you can see, just typical RPG stuff, a little bit clunky in some areas, but it's a lot of fun when you're playing with your friends. I don't know. I kind of have a love-hate relationship with this game because there's so much I want changed and fleshed out. And I never have the ability to play with my friends, but the memory is there, which is kind of funny because this whole game's concept is memories. Yeah. There's only one of this particular Mog stamp, so we can play the minigame right away. Okay, what is it? Oh, it's a multiplayer mode thing, so Game Boy Advance. Is this like Blazing Caravans or something? It's like a racing game. But anyway, this video is very long, and this isn't even like an official Let's Play thing. This is just kind of testing the waters, so I think this is a good place to end. If I was doing this with my friends, it probably would be 30 to 40 minute long episodes, and that typically is just one stage because they get longer. But I'm curious to see your interest in this. Whether it's just me playing by myself, which I don't want to do, but if there's no other way, I definitely want to cover this game. And whenever the remaster happens, that's going to be my go-to. But I greatly want to play with my friends again, if at all possible. And yeah, I'm just curious about your interest level. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you around.